Well, this is Jared from Stampede Blue, and this is your Indianapolis Colts post-game wrap. The Colts won today on the road to the Miami Dolphins. The final score 27-17, and are now 1-3, having just won what I feel like was the game that they should win here in their first four. Uh, Obviously, when we look back on this game, I think that we'll look at it and say this was the most complete game the Colts had played up to this point. And right after I say that, I'd ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And then if you'd like, you can interact with me on Twitter at likelyalien. It's like right here. And then one of the things I've kind of picked up here as the Colts go, I think Colts realize that they're treading water on offense. That they're wounded up front. The good news coming out of this game, the offensive line didn't appear to get more injured. The Colts center Ryan Kelly did come out late. A lot of people thought he was injured. He blew out a shoe. Want to be able to report that to you. And then ultimately, Colts didn't come away this game injured. They got good productivity, I believe, out of Carson Wentz, 24 for 32. Anytime you complete over 65% of your passes, you're slinging it. Two touchdowns, no interceptions. Who now has five touchdowns and one pick this year. Obviously, a lot of people probably came into this game feeling the way I did, that the Colts should win this game. You've got your $25 million quarterback against your backup that you let go from last year in Jacoby Brissett, who was 20 for 30 for 199 yards. So the Dolphins also did not have much of a vertical passing game. The Colts, again, aren't really getting the sort of pressure you need to be getting on a quarterback. But I think given the Colts' injury situation, that not only can I appreciate this win, um, the Colts don't appear to have come away more injured, and I think Al-Qadim Muhammad and Davenport are the reason the Colts have struggled both on offense and defense. And I think that the stats sort of back those things up. So I think that if you're a Colts fan and you're kind of trying to figure out what your expectations for the Colts this year are, I think that your expectations should be based on the amount of plays that Al-Qadim Muhammad and Davenport play. And if Braden Smith comes back and guys like not Toure, but guys like Taekwon Lewis are able to come in, but anyone, basically any other Grover Stewart, anybody else along that defensive line is able to come in there instead of Al-Qadim Muhammad. I think the Colts are probably doing pretty well because you can really count on him not to get much pressure and to allow the other team to run, to give someone to run on. So I think that's kind of where I land anyway. I also think that the Colts are in a bad spot to be also now traveling and playing the Baltimore Ravens on Monday night. The Colts are a full touchdown underdog. Hopefully they get Braden Smith back. And then you're just waiting on Quentin Nelson and Eric Fisher to become fully healthy because he's been getting beat too. So defensively, this will be the most complete game they'd played. That touchdown to Devontae Parker wasn't a touchdown. If they're saying that his butt made it a touchdown, his butt was also out of bounds. So that's kind of like what. But yeah, I think that given their injuries and given that they met the expectation, that at least that was my expectation, they were an underdog, but only a couple points, and I felt like the Colts were better anyway. They met my expectation this week. I'm not this week screaming fire Reich or bench Wentz although I would sincerely consider putting him on an IR if like a Ryan Kelly goes down too. So then it's like Quentin Nelson's on your left guard, all pro by the way. Your center goes down. Eric Fisher's not playing up to snuff, and Braden Smith's injured. The only guy that's left is Glow, right? And that's not enough. That's not enough. So hopefully, Carson Wentz comes to terms with the fact that in this offense and in football in general, keeping yourself clean is the modus operandi, and also it's probably not a good idea to stare down the guy you want to throw to. Uh, again, I've been saying that he is familiar with this system. His proficiency within that system is something that he needs to work on, but it's difficult to do that when you didn't get but 5 preseason practices that you miss time. And again, I want to sort of poke fun at, I wouldn't expect high level decision making out of someone that's still pondering getting this vaccine. So that's where I'll kind of leave you. That my expectations again are attached to a couple of players and the volume of plays that they play, and the guys that are ahead of them in the pecking order getting healthy is absolutely gonna sort of determine how you feel. They do get the extra day though to get healthy along that offensive line and to sort of lick their wounds. But I think that anybody that come away from this first 4 games expecting anything different, um, finally got what they expected. And now, like I said, the schedule's not going to be friendly. This first 5 weeks was tough. I think they played what I look at as potentially 4 playoff teams in the first 5 games, and Art could very well be 1-4 and be written off, right? And then you look at it, and Hard Knocks starts, and then they get healthy and hot, and oh. I really do believe that. So this has been Jared with Stampede Blue. This is your Indianapolis Colts post game wrap. Have a great week. Enjoy the rest of the games this weekend, and we'll see you after next week's game. Actually, we'll see you Wednesday night for episode 5 of The Coltist.